Hello, welcome to the Night Radio and Television Station, and I'm Kautri. Here comes the local news. According to the result of Business Trend Investigation of General Statistics Office, 27% of enterprises confirmed that the number of new export orders in the second quarter was higher than the first quarter. More than 43% of enterprises had stable new export orders. In the third quarter, more than 32% of enterprises expect to increase new export orders. More than 46% of enterprises expect stable exports. However, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has said that import and export activities may be negatively affected by the fourth COVID-19 outbreak in many localities. Therefore, enterprises may make efforts to improve their competitiveness, adaptability to overcome difficulties, and actively change direction to effectively seize new opportunities. On the side of the management agency, the Ministry of Industry and Trade asked departments of industry and trade to focus on promoting exports, finding solutions to develop the market, and removing barriers to penetrate new markets. Continues to closely monitor development of the pandemic in the world to take timely response measures. Domna has just paid compensation and support for 15 phases for people subject to land acquisition to implement the Long Tan International Airport project. In this statement, 454 households received a total amount of compensation support and supplementation of non-compensation assets on land of more than 676 billion Vietnam dong, of which the most received 19.3 billion Vietnam dong. Up to this time, Long Tan has publicly announced and approved the compensation and support plan for 3,925 households with nearly 8,000 billion Vietnam dong, of which 3,156 households were paid with nearly 7,000 billion Vietnam dong. The remaining 265 households have not received compensation and support. Regarding the consideration and settlement of resettlement, up to now, the district-level compensation council has considered 899 households eligible for resettlement and has organized the land transfer for resettlement for our few households of 227 households. In the first half of 2021, remittances to Ho Chi Minh City reached 3.2 billion USD, up 22.3% over the same period last year. This is a positive growth in the context of difficulties due to the COVID-19 epidemic. Earlier, expert forecasted that number of remittances to Ho Chi Minh City will reach about 6.5 billion USD, after rising 15% to a record of 6.1 billion USD last year. Thus, by this time, the amount of remittances poured into Ho Chi Minh City had reached about 50% of the plan. On the side of commercial banks, it is noted that the amount of remittances flowing through the banking channel continues to be positive despite the COVID-19 epidemic. The U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, announced that 2 million doses of Moderna COVID-19 vaccine arrived at Nội Bài Airport, Hanoi. This is the number of vaccines that the U.S. donated to Vietnam through the COVAX mechanism. USAID's announcement said, "We are proud to support Vietnam in the fight against this pandemic, and we are confident that working together, we will win COVID-19. U.S. President Joe Biden earlier announced donation of 80 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine to many countries around the world before the end of June. In particular, 75% of these vaccines will be shared through the COVAX mechanism, and the remaining 25% will be for priority parties and others." U.S. President Joe Biden on July 9 signed an executive order aimed at boosting domestic competition in the world's largest economy. According to President Biden, the executive order will promote domestic competition while strengthening measures aimed at combating monopolies and preventing acts that hinder competition in a range of areas. Antitrust agencies in the U.S. will have to focus on the areas of labor cost, working, healthcare, technologies, and agriculture when addressing consumer entanglements. Along with that, the Justice Department and Federal Trade Commission (FTC) must carefully consider mergers. The FTC will have to enact rules on the competitiveness of major tech firms such as Facebook, Apple, Google, and Amazon, while limiting destructive acquisition trades. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and goodbye.